like we are loading into the second game of the day here on Numbani. We have team Paradigm6 versus New Kings. For those of you who have watched the previous tournament, Paradigm6 is a team that got pretty far last time, so we expect to see a lot of good things from them. New Kings have a chance to redeem themselves after their 2-0 loss to Entropy here. And tell me, what do you think about Numbani?
Personally, I mean, I like playing this map, especially in competitive, mainly because there's a lot of relatively interesting, yet complex, but simply complex. Like if that makes sense. On the attacking side, there's a lot of really interesting ways you can exploit the enemy team on this map, in particular with the attacking side. There's a lot of like plays you can make through mid and taking like a right to go to the back towards the spawn of the defending side, and you can even just wait back there and bait the enemy team. Then again, this is talking about competitive. These teams are obviously teams, so they have experience playing against enemy teams and playing each other. So it'll be interesting to see New Kings and how they take on this new opponent. Yeah,
exactly. As we've seen last tournament, I guess, with Team Paradigm6, is that like they have a couple of notorious Widowmaker players, and they're not afraid to, like Team New Kings, honestly, to pull out some weird, wacky stuff. So far, nothing of that though. We have pretty much super standard teams on both sides, identical team comps, nothing interesting there. So it's going to be all execution.
Yep, basically pretty much. I mean, it's interesting that we're not seeing much variation, but at the same time, this default comp of triple tank soldier is definitely very viable, but no Symmetra surprising on the defensive side, so they're not really going to have too much trouble actually breaking it through this choke unless they really get picked off early. Zaya actually with that huge pick, or Nell gets the pick onto Zaya, and actually a huge trade-off in favor of Paradigm. Going to be already going in here, pushing in... New Kings in particular, pushing in through up top. Actually, Johnny gets one of the barrage. 2 down on the side of Paradigm. That's a huge trade-off from Solex at the same time. Now actually gets one, traded out, but Godlike actually the pick on Johnny, not really taken out because Jeff is trying to do some Lucio damage to him, but unfortunately, as a Lucio, you don't really have much damage. You can't really finish off the Zarya, and at the same time, they're taking very good control of the site, and it looks like Vi's actually getting super aggressive. Potentially has something soon, but no, an Ana grenade from Zelos actually gets the pick onto Jeff. At the same time, Solex goes down to Manbat, and that's 2 already down. Godlike with that whole hog, gonna get one to Johnny, and there's not really much punishment for these picks. Unfortunately, for some reason, backing off when they're down 2 members. You really got to execute on this right now.
Yeah, exactly. There are a couple of people up. Now doesn't hit the hook on Barry J there twice, fast asleep, and I imagine that they're gonna pull through regardless here. With another pick on Barry, you only have got to keep on the top there with that Roadhog.
Hammer down actually. Lord. Oh my gosh, 3 down. Nice job, and Advisor actually coming out to finish it off, and Nano Boost actually coming out into Nell as well. So a nice finish up finally. They played that fight really slow and methodically. I mean, it worked out in the end, I suppose, but yeah, I'd like to see some faster execution from I
was a little bit worried there for a second when Nell got hit by Gotski, but fortunately for them, New Kings is able to secure the kill regardless. Blue 2 ultimates there though at the end, so that's going to probably slow down the push a little bit, especially considering the fact that Team Paradigm6 here has access to almost 4 ultimates.
Yeah, and actually, oh my gosh, a 4-man Earth Shatter. Jesus Louises, that's actually a Nano Boost Advisor actually coming out as well. 5 down for Solex.
Well, I mean, the Nano Boost was not super necessary there, but Barry J hits an incredible Earth Shatter. Solex is like, well, if you're putting him out there, then I'm gonna knock him down.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that Paradigm was expecting that good of an Earth Shatter. Maybe that's why they Nano Boost Advisor. So I mean, either way, Barry really putting his team back on his back right now, and actually putting that momentum, maybe bringing it back about even right now, considering the fact. But actually, no, Tyke actually getting the pick on the Falcon. Maybe actually not feeling too warmed up, but now actually gets one to Zvi. Barry actually getting one back on 2-man bat. Barry actually getting 2 on the Blue Hawk. 3 down, but John actually getting the refrag on a Barry. Godlike actually gets back on 1 on Nell. Jeff gets 1 on the Zelos, but nice job by Paradigm to bring it back. Maybe not feeling warmed up on the initial first push, but are definitely starting to feel it now.
Yeah, exactly. and it's interesting to see the like the completely identical compositions being played a little bit differently here. We see that Gotsuki's like going a little bit more for flanks, while Nel was more of a mainstay with his team. Gotsuki's playing like Darky like last game, right? Where he's constantly off trying to get those hooks.
Yep, and that's actually a nice hook on Zvai, but Graviton Surge unfortunately was a nice bait into it, and a beat drop actually coming out as well. Unfortunately doesn't save his team, but at the same time, actually didn't actually get it off, it seems, but it seems like, did he get it off? No, he didn't get it off, I don't think. Yeah.
I reckon that's good though. Yeah,
it's pretty good, but at the same time, Zvai needs to stop putting himself in these positions where he goes so aggressive. He's constantly getting hooked by Nel right now. Nel just has a number for him. Last camp match was a DPS player, particularly known on his fair, but actually a flanking hammer potentially gonna come out here. Oh, there we go. Sneaky Barry J. Could he get something here? Big! That's a 2-man, actually. Not enough, potentially. But at the same time, a big top first shatter. Refrag. That's why you don't go for the flanking earth shatters when the boosted hog comes out. That's a whole hog from Nel. Gonna get 3 in favor of... Sorry, New Kings there. Nuke's actually going to finish up on Barry J. A grunt coming out because of the fact that Nedge actually getting that pick off. Actually going to see
Zilly trying to aggressive
frag it out. Gets that sleep on an Nel so low. Actually goes down to Solex as well. Nice shield. Unfortunately can't get him off, but that's why he... Oh my gosh, Barry just kind of getting that earth shatter, but kind of not, because it kind of baited his team into their demise.
So many ultimates blown there. It was just nano boost fast, and looks like they're going to go charge for a second time. Barry almost has that earth shatter. I imagine they want to try and get the shield down here. Offensive sound barrier by Falcon Wing.
See ya. I mean, Blue Barry just getting that pin on a Blue Hawk. Nice bringing it back into even.
Guys.
Get the Lucio. Get the Lucio. I mean, oh geez, a hammer down. That's 2 down. But unfortunately, can't really get much. I mean, I don't think Solex can really bring
that was not great for team Paradigm6. First they nano boost Jeff, who I'm sure is very happy about that.
I didn't even notice that. That's what you're talking about. Oh my god.
Yeah, Jeff got nano boost, and then Barry J hits nerf shatter on 2 people, but immediately gets blown up afterwards. So not a great position to be in as Paradigm6 here now.
No, I mean, Zixie's looking for those early frags. I mean, I don't think he cares about who Nanobos. He's just trying to get those early sleeps and really aggressive positioning. But actually, a flanking Barry J against doesn't really get paid off until the very end. Godlike actually gonna be the one to get that pick onto Blue Hawk, and actually the rest of Paradigm gonna try to finish up here, and a nice hook from Godlike. Actually, a hammer down as well. Only a 2-man Earth Shatter. I don't know, Barry J. That was questionable, but you know what? I mean, it's better than him trying to flank, I suppose.
Yeah, true. We've actually had in the previous tournament, we have had I think it was Savage Beast, who, if I remember correctly, plays for Team Pre-Made at the time. He was like known as the flanking Reinhardt, and I think you can imagine how that would go, right? Yeah, it would be like in the front line, and then if you had Earth Shatter, it would come out of nowhere, and then, like behind the enemy Rhine shield. But looks like we have a pretty good Graviton Surge here. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. Not beating much follow-up. I mean, if Falcon had a beat drop, maybe it would have been turned the other way, but I think they just gave up at that point. I mean, just holding on to ult, trying to keep on to that ult advantage.
I think that's a good call. If all your members get caught in that that Graviton Surge, and Gotsuki also pop his whole Hulk, you know, it's pretty much done if you don't have a Zenyatta, who they're not playing, or a Sound Barrier.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what Paradigm does. It'd be cool to see Godlike actually look for an early hook, but actually no, getting overly aggressive to nil, and actually a nice call from New Kings. For some reason, already reading that Paradigm would be high ground, and a Nano Visor actually coming out as well, and a Graviton Surge. No card time, unfortunately, for them. Gonna get flanked. An Earth Shatter comes out for Barry J. Gonna be also beat drop, but really not much follow-up. I mean, not sure if that was necessary, but at the same time, there could have been more card time for New Kings there, but Godlike actually gonna do some delay here. This is sneaky, but now gets that hook. The really star DPS Roadhog player and Farah trying to get these refrags and actually doing some nice work, and as an advisor comes out at the same time. Blue Hawk gets a hammer down onto Zixie. Not really gonna have much follow-up, but unfortunately, and actually Solak into the backline is running around. That should have been the man he should have shattered. As Barry J finishes up with Zixie, and that's 2 down, 5 down, 6 down almost already.
And it looks like that is going to be a hold just shy of the final point for Team Paradigm6 here. Really intense game.
And it's unfortunate that that Blue Hawk unfortunately didn't get the hammer onto that soldier, because that was really where there was a nano visor, and he could just run into the backline with no contestation, with no heals or anything. It didn't matter because he just running into the backline, getting picks left and right because he kills so quickly. So I mean,
it's the flanking Reinhardt, man. It's a thing. I'm telling you.
It is. I mean, I don't disagree with you, but I did like, you know what I did like? I did like New King's play from up top, really expecting that flank.
Yeah.
I mean, Paradigm is just trying to get these flanks constantly, and I think New Kings has finally had enough. They're like, you know what? We're not that dumb. Okay, we can read you trying to flank from up top. Okay, we've had enough of this nonsense. We're gonna counter engage you up top. Okay, we've had enough of you today. That's what they're saying.
Yeah,
but unfortunately,
worked out well for them. Honestly,
yeah,
they almost.
It really did.
The only thing that stopped them was Solex running around like a bunny on crack with a tactical visor on, just shredding through people. And at that point, they kind of ran out of their DPS. So he just ran away from Johnny, who was desperately trying to like chase after him and killing. But if he's has his tactical visor on, and he's sprinting away. There's not that much you can do with Zarya. And does it look like Zway is going to play Genji? I know that Zway has played a ton of Genji. Like last tournament was the same thing. He plays it, or he played it then rather a lot. So wouldn't really surprise me to see it here. I would like to see it accompanied with either a Zen or a Winston, though. To be honest, I don't like it. If you also have a soldier and no Zarya, like no support whatsoever for Zway here. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty much the same. I'd like to see a Zarya at least, but I mean, Roadhog just being such a pivotal character, I mean, you might as well put your flex player on him. At the same time, I do like Spy switching off that Zarya, considering I felt like he was playing really aggressive on that Zarya and actually getting picked off constantly. So I'm liking him to see him on a flanking character and a really fresh line backline. Actually, asleep on Nell. At the same time, going for backstairs, an underground play. Nice set play there from Paradigm. In particular, Solex gets to pick on a Blue Hawk, and that's a nice trade actually in favor of Paradigm, as Vi is just putting massive work on the Batman into the backline, and actually Parage just looking for some picks on the site. And a nice hook by Godike, actually not going to hit on a Nell. And unfortunately, Johnny actually probably going to go down as well. Barriage actually finishing up as well on a nice hold already. Or not, sorry, a nice take.
Yeah, Nuke was not ready for that at all. You can really notice that they didn't really expect Team Paradigm here to go from below. And like we've seen this two-pronged attack from Team Entropy in the last game as well. So immediately they come from below, take the staircase, and then you'll have the team splits off and takes the high ground on the bridge, while the other team kind of deals with the rest of them. Really crisp play here, and you can notice that, or you can really see that they weren't really ready for that. That's why, meanwhile, wreaking havoc with Genji.
Yeah, I mean, I would be upset if I was New Kings right now. I mean, look at Godike's positioning right now. He's going up for that flank again. If I was New Kings, I'd be looking at that Foon video back from the olden days and thinking this guy's out through Ivy, hopping in the back line and looking for some hooks through up top. I mean, Godike's just in the back line. They're probably going to be mad at Barrage as well. I mean, these guys are just the flanking crew right now. They have groups of 3 looking off for flanks with Vi, Solex, and the Nano Boosted Visor actually coming out as well. And a hook on to Nell. Going to be a big hook. Actually, Solex not noticing that. Already doesn't matter. Going to get 2 in favor of Paradigm. And this is just a clean sweep almost, besides Godike going down. And man, this is nice coordination. I'm impressed by Paradigm right now.
Yeah, Paradigm, well, we saw them defensively, they were dropping a beat here and there. Looks like offensively, they are a complete powerhouse. I don't think we've seen a discrepancy this back between offense and defense yet. Now switching to the McCree here, which we've seen him play in Route 66 as well, so feeling like he really wants something to do with Zway. And Solex is actually playing Soldier like a Tracer, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah, and it's gonna be weird to see how you know that McCree deals with the Genji. I don't think he's necessarily the best pick for the comp in particular because there's Roadhog and actually Nano Boosted. Reinhardt coming down, already down 1 member for some reason, looking for that engage. Not the brightest idea on the side of Paradigm. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you draw out 3 ultimates even here,
yeah,
right? So
yeah, I mean, for your 1 Nano Boost.
That's fine. You have 5 minutes left.
For sure.
So I imagine they're gonna wait for the Nano Boost or the Earth Shatter, then pump that on its way and go full Nano Blade on the enemy.
Yeah, they could even engage with the beat drop Blade actually here. I'd like to see that in particular, but again, they're just looking for these flanks. This group of 3, they have Solex, Godike, and Zwei just sticking together in this group of 3. I'm really liking it. And actually, Godike actually on his own right now, looking for that early pick. He was here before. You knew he was there. You actually saw him too and tried to contest him, but Godike with that pick. Gonna get hammered down actually, but a nice beat off comes down in favor of the ult advantage, going in favor of Paradigm. Got 3 mana shatter as well. 3 goes down. Graviton coming out, but I don't think it's enough to bring back this fight. And it looks like Paradigm's just gonna have to clean up here. Johnny goes down as well, and a nice job from Paradigm to take on the offensive side.
Oh man, offensively, this was such a clean game from Paradigm. Like defensively, it was you know, not amazing. It wasn't bad, but you could really see that they weren't always ready to really deal with what New Kings was bringing. But on offense, unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean.
So this isn't New Kings winning. This is just
yeah, this is Entropy winning.
Reiterate.
Paradigm winning.
Yeah, this is this Paradigm6. Mel does get play of the game though, so they get some kind of victory.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Nell there, I'd feel pretty upset considering the fact that, you know, he played really well individually, but I think the whole team in general is just so upset to the fact that that Paradigm is doing nothing but flanking. I mean, literally nothing but flanking is what they're doing. I mean, either you commit on the front line and put some aggression yourself, you know, or you just deal with the flankers. I mean, it's one or the other. You got to choose one, and they didn't choose either. They just sit there and take it from Paradigm. I mean, no wonder they had such a, you know, all right defense because of the fact that they were playing it like they were on offense on defense, and we see their offense do just flawlessly almost. Yeah.
Oh man, that was very like I said, very convincing playing from Paradigm there. And like you said, I think this is something that is also really cool to analyze, like how they completely like executed. Because like you said, every single time they do the same thing. You have Gotiki together with Sway and Solex off on their own, like a little group of 3. Then at the same time, Barry, Jeff, and Zixi hang back far enough that they can't really get engaged on. And then before the enemy team really has a chance to realize what is happening, they, you know, at least the first few times, you get pounded upon from behind. And then after the first few times, you'd expect them to adapt, but it looked like they weren't really able to. And maybe, like you said, that first point, like how smooth that cab was, might really get into your head, because that is not a great way to lose the first point. Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, they're probably warming up. I mean, for that first point and a half, or for the rest of the map. I mean, until the last point. But at the same time, you know. I lost train of thought, but at the same time, like I think just this should, there you go, I got it back. This match in particular should be a really good point to new players and new teams in particular, that if all else fails, if the enemy team outskills you, if the enemy team can outplay you mechanically, it doesn't matter, just flank. I mean, that's all you need to do. If you have that Roadhog, if you have that Genji, if you have that Soldier, look for that flank. I mean, that's all you really need to be doing at this point. I mean, yeah, agreed. It's just it's if a team really doesn't have that synergy, you know, but they mechanically outplay you, the flanks pretty much always counter their mechanical play, you know, because usually they're, as a team, they won't be able to call that out because they don't have the synergy to deal with it. Yeah, exactly. And nothing too surprising. We see Gotiki on D.Va though, and with the recent nerfs to her, that's somewhat surprising. I mean, she isn't bad, but she isn't as popular as she used to be. She was very like 100% pick grade basically. And interesting to see her getting picked up here. We see the standard composition with McCree and Yada, which is kind of cool here from Team New Kings. Yeah, taking it slow, but also at the same time with double DPS, it shouldn't be too hard for them. But at the same time, never mind, because Blue Hawk gets taken down right away, and already a nice charge onto Johnny. Johnny being caught out of position, and already a huge fallback. Probably giving up this first point here in general, it feels like. Wow. So I mean, nice job by them. Yeah, I mean, with when your Rhino gets picked off, then what do you do? Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's just a nice job from Entropy, or not Entropy, Paradigm in particular, taking that first point. I mean, I feel like the D.Va pick was mainly to counter the double hit scan. Maybe he feels like it's a really good pick. I mean, he kind of called it out, but I mean, Zwei getting picked really can't do much besides give the enemy team ult charge. I mean, they're putting that aggression. I like Gotiki's positioning here because it's aggressive, because Man-Bat's still running back from spawn. But we'll see if they can really do anything with this number advantage. I'm pretty sure that Zwei and Gothic are just going to go off on their own again, like a little hit squad. But as of yet, they don't seem to be doing it. So maybe they want to look for a big Earth Shatter here.
Yep,
looks like
that's exactly what I was looking for. That's a 4-man Earth Shatter. Holy Toledo, that's 4, but actually no man back, getting 2 in favor. Oh, that was looking very scary for a second. And actually, that's why they probably popped the Nano Boost, but unfortunately, Falcon didn't get that beat drop off soon enough.
No, that's what we were talking about. Like, so yeah, Barry's probably looking for the big Earth Shatter, signaled by the fact that Zwei and Gothic staying with the rest of the team. Then he gets Nano Boost and charges in and hits a 4-man Earth Shatter. So, all things considered, nice execution there. We do still have 2 defensive ultimates and almost 2 offensive ultimates on the side of Team Paradigm. Oh, what's happening? No one gets hit by the self-destruct. That's a bit unfortunate.
But it doesn't matter. It seems as the rest of them are going to get picked up by Paradigm. And actually, this contention going out from Johnny. Nice job to maybe that was more of a D.Va zoning ult to push them. They're probably just too focused on the D.Va ult to really focus on the rest of the enemy team. And unfortunately got wiped.
Was very effective in that regard.
Totally.
Allowed them to push clear. And now they have 5 ultimates, and unless they get off an incredibly sick Graviton Surge combined with a really good Tranquility here, it's going to be really hard to hold.
Yeah, I mean, if they get a Nano Genji Blade... Oh, that's a hook from Nell on his Vi. I mean, that's what we're talking about. Amazing mechanical play from him, and actually Earth Shatter trying to come out. Going to be ulting a shield, unfortunately, but Barry's actually going to take him out in the end and actually getting charged out of the fight. So it's actually a 4v4 currently, so Barry's can come back into the fight, and a Nano Boosted Visor actually going to come out as well. And going to get picked on 1 as the Zenol actually is not there anymore. Just going to walk into the backline, walking in like he does before. Walking past everyone. Doesn't even matter if they have a team there. He can just walk right by him. No Zenol, no alive members. I mean... You can just see how Blue Hawk looks at spawn. He's like, guys, I have an ult charge. I have a hammer. Please let me do something. Actually gets a charge on the berries. It's a miracle charge. Could be something. Actually gets the hammer down on this Lucio, but not enough. As
oh lord, I was going to comment on. So what happened there was Barry literally charged away from the entire fight, you know, because Zwei got hooked. So he's like, okay, we're not going to do this, guys. And then immediately as soon as that happens, Jeff uses Sound Barrier. And Solex gets Nano Boosted and runs into the team, and you see Barry like, oh shit, I gotta get back. Runs back in. But at that point, they've already demolished everyone. So it looks really funny there. Like Reinhardt first charging out and then waddling back while the rest of his team cleans up New Kings.
Yeah, I mean, that's the downside of...
of
getting punished by that charge. I mean, you can decide at one point, you're like, oh man, it's a good idea to fall back, you know, at this certain point, and then half a second later, you're like, oh, this is the worst decision of my life. I'll see you guys next round.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought honestly in particular Falcon's re-engage was pretty interesting. But I mean, at the same time, I did like the play that they saw that the Zenol was popped early, maybe to take care of Barrage, but at the same time, you can see the logic in Barrage trying to, you know, fall back, because I don't think he thought that he killed Falcon, but the fact that the Reinhardt just melted so quick gave his team the opportunity to push in. If Falcon didn't get healed, I feel like maybe they should have put out that Ana a lot sooner on the side of New Kings, just because of the fact that Falcon was just getting destroyed just by everything. I mean, he just didn't have heals. It's hard to do that on defense when you run the Zen on defense when you don't have an Ana, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You just, like you said, it's just the bursting just isn't there, and that's fine if you play a really defensive like poke style where you continue. If you have like a Mei, that's fine, right? Because you can just keep disengaging from the enemy and just create a zone where they can't really engage. So you can just heal up and focus down targets with that Zen. But if you don't do that, then you're going to go really, really aggressive, go really ham. Then you need Ana, or, you know, Mercy, but who plays Mercy in 2017?
Yeah, I mean, well, we're about to see some 2017 Mercy in the next patch, I think, with that invulnerability whole setup they have there. And as we talk about some interesting changes, we see some interesting changes to gameplay as it seems to be that
Gotiki
taking back alley, and Gotiki is actually trying to look up back alley. He's pulling up that the dark, is it Darky that we saw? Dark ski? Yeah, pulling up those flanks, but actually man back coming in this favor of these flanks. Actually, no, Zwei's actually super aggressive in his backline, not being punished whatsoever. As Falcon gets a nice charge on Agataki, not going to be taken down on, sadly, but at the same time, a good defensive hold by this team. I mean, the aggression pays off, obviously, as they're just cleaning up house right here.
So, Zwei was like 1v3 there, right? He was up against 3 people, against Nell, Falcon Wind, and Blue Hawk. And he's actually able to kill Nell and get out alive. That is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, you need something to punish his Genji right now. I mean, Zwei is...
Well,
he does get punished.
It's
yeah,
not.
It's not. I mean, while he's like relaxing back there, you know, he's just taking his time. I mean, he's gotten picked up by Blue Hawk every now and again, but you really need Man-Bat to be on Zwei a lot more rather than the backline if this much is an issue. But actually, a huge hammer down from Barrage, noticing that they didn't have a hammer down on the side of the attacking side, and that's 3 down already in favor of Paradigm. Nice job by Barrage to just look for these hammers. I mean, he's just getting 3, 4-man, 5-man Earth Shatters.
It looks like Paradigm was like, okay, guys, we didn't play that very well the first map defensively, so let's change that. Playing Genji on defense, honestly, is kind of, you know, unorthodox. Traditionally, he's played more on offense, but with how well Zwei is playing and how well they're executing it, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, he's just looking for these aggressive plays as he gets going to the back line. I mean, if defense doesn't work the first time, you just gotta play offense on defense. I mean, that's just what they're coming out. And actually, a Nano Visor actually coming out as well. Maybe a misplay, but at the same time, Johnny just in the back line doing work. Johnny, stick with your team, Johnny boy. Come on, you're delaying yourself here. I mean, a minute 30 left on the clock. It's gonna be hard for them to really find anything here, especially with down in the ult game.
Yeah, I just reckon they're just going to wait for Graviton Surge, just charge that up. No, they're going to go in. I'm not sure if I like that, though. They do get the pick on Solax, though. That's huge.
Yeah, unfortunately, Solax overextending, maybe thinking that Falcon was pushed up, and actually, for some reason, Barrage didn't think Falcon would have an ult, or, yeah, and he didn't think it at ult, and Godak actually gets a 3K, at the same time gets the hook on the Falcon. Nice job by Godak, really putting the team on his back there, but potentially could be taken back. Actually, is Vice still alive? And what the heck? Barrage is still alive on the point as Johnny's gonna be taken on down. Oh no, New Kings. That's upsetting. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
They have one more shot basically with a sound barrier, but we almost have nano boosts. We already have the tactical visors, so that's gonna be rough.
Zwei's really putting his team on his back right now. As Godike really, yeah, was it Godike?
Oh,
it was Godike. Yeah, got to keep getting 3Ks there at the same time. Zwei was just walking into the back line, getting the picks onto 2 Kings as Gotiki gets a pick onto the Ana of Nell, and actually Ikios goes down as well. Palkowins actually picks off Jeff, but it looks like it's not going to be enough for the attacking side as 20 seconds left remain on the clock. Can they potentially do something up? Blue Hawk goes down. That's already a 10-second timer for him, and it looks like with only actually they don't have any ults. They have Falcon's ult coming up soon.
Yeah.
This is looking all but one for them.
Yeah, this is not, with that Earth Shatter, I think, and the pick. Falconwood tries to charge in. That is another 2-0, and I have to say, the first map, especially in the beginning, was pretty even, but felt like Paradigm kind of had an awakening there, where they were like,